College classmates, Sonia and Marne, are just getting to know each other when a mountain holiday goes tragically wrong.
Shift your weight!
Trapped on a crumbling precipice.
It was terrifying. If you fell, you would fall down hundreds of feet and die.
I thought, this is it. It's only a matter of time.
They have to stay awake just to stay alive.
Falling asleep meant dying.
Survival means sticking together. But this mountain will tear them apart.
She started to think that we could die there.
Here you go, sons.
It's 4 days before Christmas,
Cheers, mate.
and postgraduate physics students Sonia Rendell and Marne Shepherd have left their books behind for a 3-day hike in the Southern Alps of New Zealand.
They look so cute. They don't look real. They're going to feel pretty real once we're up there.
25-year-old city girl Sonia has just split with her boyfriend and is taking time out to clear her head.
I was heartbroken, so it was a good opportunity just to get away and start thinking about where my life was going.
Sonia had a bit of a split up just beforehand. So this hike was something I hoped that Sonia would enjoy.
At 36, Marnie's already a veteran mountaineer. This trip was her idea.
I've always loved the mountains. It brings a lot of happiness for me anyway to feel like I'm part of nature.
The women have rarely hung out socially, until now.
Sonia and I are very different in some ways. Sonia's a lot more a sociable person. She's also a bit more of a glamour person.
How are your new boots?
Oh, they're good. I really like the colours. What do you think?
I'd never hiked with Marne before.
I don't care what they look like. Are they comfortable?
She's a very experienced climber, and I knew that I was going to be in completely safe hands.
It's going to be a challenging hike. They face 3 long days of walking and rock scrambling. They'll overnight in hiking shelters along the way. Marnie's come up with a 60-kilometre route that will take them through mountain passes, right across the Southern Alps to the west coast. Beautiful and remote, this wilderness can also be lethal. Even in the New Zealand summer, the weather can change without warning. And Marne has heard that a storm system is heading their way.
Even though the forecast was bad, it was still supposed to be a day or so away. We were hoping to complete the trip before the weather turned bad.
Sonia's on a steep learning curve. This is her toughest hike yet, so she'll be looking to Marne to take the lead.
What if I slip? Don't slip.
Marne is a very tough lady, incredibly headstrong, but I really like that in her. I'd never hiked with Marne before. I was very well aware that she's a very experienced climber.
There are some tricky bits, but I think it's a really great trip to take someone who wants to see the real mountains. Sonia and I both thought, well, yeah, we'll give it a go. The idea being that, you know, in principle, we could always turn around and come back again.
The hike starts out well, and the weather is holding. But around the next bend, a shock awaits the two friends.
wasn't expecting that.
Deep in the shadow of the canyon pass, a gigantic wall of winter snow has survived right into the height of summer.
It was quite beautiful. It was just this massive, smooth stretch of ice that covered the base of the mountain.
But alpine expert Marne instantly recognizes the ice is a big problem.
We're talking 4 or 5 stories high, not something you can just throw yourself up and hope to get over. It was firm snow, very steep, you would need crampons.
We won't even get 6 feet up there.
Neither of the women wants to turn back, but the only alternative is to climb around the wall of ice blocking their path.
But there's a bit of a path up there.
It looked like there was a way of climbing up over the bluffs by the snow and hopefully sidle around the ice. It was still very steep and definitely a climbing route, but I do have a lot of experience on this kind of terrain, and I knew Sonia was, natural in the mountains. She hadn't done climbing, serious mountaineering, but I wasn't thinking it would be like that.
I reckon we can do it.
We were very excited, and I guess the adrenaline is going as well. There was no doubt in our minds that we could do the climb.
The women reach a ridge that should take them around the ice. But the plan falls apart. The terrain is impassable without ropes.
Between us and the pass that we were trying to sidle around to, there was a very steep, uncrossable avalanche gully, completely uncrossable.
Unwilling to abandon the trip, Marne decides that they can climb up to another ridge.
I was hoping if we climbed a little higher, we could get through.
We can't get across here, but if we nip up there, I reckon we can make it.
I was a little bit surprised. It looked like it would just be a long, long climb.
What, that ridge way up there?
But I completely trusted Marnie's judgment.
Okay.
She basically just said, follow my route, so it was always her that went first.
Now you just want to watch out for the loose scree. You don't want to scuff your new boots.
What starts as a scramble quickly turns into a serious climb. And as they get higher, novice climber Sonia starts getting nervous.
There were points where you didn't have proper handholds. It was quite a surreal experience because it was a mix between adrenaline and being scared and adrenaline and being scared again.
Kick away the loose stuff and jam your toe into that bit.
To find a way around the ice, the women have to climb higher and higher. Marne has underestimated the severity of the ascent and overestimated her friend's climbing ability.
Marne, this is just crazy.
Sonia was beginning to get scared of the train, and with very good reason.
When I looked down, it was an incredibly long fall. It was just pure sharp rock. So if you did slip, then you were going to break some bones. That did set in panic for me. I froze on the side of the mountain.
It was a very big mistake on my part taking Sonia into that terrain. Your survival depends on you being careful about what you're doing, and if you panic, you're not being careful.
Marne needs to calm Sonia down, fast.
Just relax and take some breaths, okay?
It was terrifying. If you fell, you would fall down hundreds of feet and die. You couldn't afford to fall.
Marne, I can't do this. This is too hard. I'm gonna go back down. Sonia? Sonia, you can't go back down. It's too dangerous.
I was quite certain then it was better for us to keep carrying on going uphill because climbing up is a lot easier than going down. It's a lot safer.
We've got to keep going up, okay? Don't look down. Keep calm. Try and find a foothold.
Against her every instinct, Sonia presses on. After 4 hours of climbing, they're nearly 200 meters up a near vertical cliff face. At last, the summit is within reach. But now, they hit another problem. The rock above them is dangerously unstable.
It's a case of what looks like solid rock falling apart. And if you're relying on that to hold some of your weight, well, that's a disaster.
I put my foot on the rock and it fell from underneath my foot.
Marne, this is crumbling!
I couldn't hold on to the rock much longer. It was very scary.
What do I do?
Shift your weight!
I was clinging on, trying to scramble my other foot or wedge it into the rock just to get one solid foothold. I knew if I were to fall further, it would be disastrous.
Help me! Sonia, look at me. I want you to
Experienced climber Marne has managed to scramble down.
Okay.
Now she has to calm Sonia and guide her back to safety.
Now get that leg and swing it round. I've got you, Sonia. I've got you.
Ready?
Yep.
Go! No.
Yes.
I can't do this anymore. I can't go on any further.
Sonia's safe, but the shock of the fall has drained her strength and her confidence.
We've got to keep moving.
I really needed to stop because mentally and physically I couldn't last much longer.
Come around and up. Put your hands where I put mine.
Pushing on, the women face a dilemma. The terrain above is even steeper, yet going back down is out of the question.
The rock quality was really poor. The rock you're standing on and the rock you're holding, all of it could just crumble.
Marne realizes she can't push Sonia any further.
I want to stop. I can't go on.
She needs to find a spot where they can take a break.
I think I see something.
There was a very small, flat patch, and it was the only safe place on that entire, cliff section.
It was an absolute relief. I could just sit down and take a deep breath and get my composure.
Marnie's decision to climb the rock face almost ended in tragedy. Now Sonia is regretting putting her life in her new friend's hands.
What were you thinking, Marne?
I knew that I had climbed parts of that mountain, which was just mad.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
I was feeling bad that I'd got Sonia into this position, but also totally focused on getting out of it.
We'll wait 5 minutes and then we push up to the top.
Marnie knows that the top of the ridge isn't far above them. But Sonia just can't face another grueling climb.
Emotionally, I was exhausted.
You have the realisation that you've made a very, very bad mistake and bringing somebody else into a life-threatening situation. We were on a very steep face, completely rocky, and, you know, quite exposed.
Marne knows this tiny ledge is no place to linger. They need to complete the climb before dark, and there are only a couple of hours of daylight left. But first, she needs to convince Sonia that they can make it safely to the ridge.
There's a couple of really good handholds up there. No props. You right, Sonia?
But now she's safe. Sonia's not interested in moving.
You start here, move across.
I can't go any further. I've had enough.
I was trying to reassure her that it wasn't far, but we both knew it was still going to be pretty tough, so I don't think morale was great.
We've got 2 more hours of daylight, and we can make it to the top.
No. I don't want to climb any further today.
Sonia made it clear that we should stop for the night because that was enough.
Marne agrees. They'll start the climb afresh in the morning. She's praying the threatened bad weather holds off long enough for them to reach safety.
Even though the forecast was bad, it really did look like it would hold for another, 24 hours or so. I was hoping that we would get up in the morning and it would just take us an hour or so to complete that section, and then we would be safe after that.
At 1,500 meters above sea level, even in summer, the temperature plummets at night. Soon it's only a couple of degrees above zero. And since the women planned to overnight in hikers' huts, they've brought barely any survival gear.
I wasn't expecting it to be as cold as it was, and we weren't prepared in terms of, very warm clothing.
Here we go.
It was miserable.
It's bitterly cold. But Marne and Sonia figure it's only for one night.
Yeah. Keep it tucked in there.
Then, dark clouds start to roll in. This is Marnie's worst nightmare.
Once it started raining, I knew we were in trouble because it was a storm and it was going to rain heavily, that was for sure.
The bad weather, forecast for the next day, arrives early. Marne knows that trying to climb on wet rocks is lethal. Until the rain stops, they are trapped.
No, we won't be going anywhere in this rain.
How long do you reckon it will rain for?
Might clear by dawn. Rocks will be dry by afternoon.
I didn't feel that she was that upset. To begin with, she may have even been slightly relieved that we could put off going anywhere.
Their flimsy waterproofs are no match for the deluge. And soon, they're soaked to the skin.
Once the rain gets down your collar and your legs are wet, morale just gets worse and worse and worse.
But their ordeal is only just beginning. A deadly rumble is growing all around them.
What was that?
Loosened by the torrential rain, massive boulders start to crash down, smashing all around Sonia and Marne.
Oh my God!
You could hear the rocks falling on the mountain. I thought, this is it. It's only a matter of time.
You're gonna hit us!
There was really a constant stream of rocks rolling down either side of us. Some of them only a few metres away from us.
It was very scary. We just knew there was absolutely nothing we could do.
All the women can do is pray that none of the rocks will smash into them.
I just couldn't believe that we'd ended up in a situation like this.
After what seems like an eternity, the rockfall eases.
When they stopped, we were just absolutely relieved. But we just didn't sleep that night. We were so concerned about, what we were going to do in terms of the climb the next day.
By daybreak, the exhausted women are desperate to make their escape. But the rain isn't stopping.
Sonia, you'll have to stay put until the rain clears.
There was no way we could go anywhere. We had no option but to stay where we were until the weather cleared.
The crumbling rock face is now slippery as well. Any attempt to climb would be suicidal. Neither woman owns a mobile phone, so they have no way of calling for help. They decide a meal will raise their spirits.
We thought that the rain was going to pass in 1, maybe 2 days, so we thought there was no reason to ration the food. We still had a good 1.5 days worth of food left, so we ate normally.
The decision not to ration their meagre food supply is highly risky. Storms in the Southern Alps can last up to a week. As night falls again, rain shrouds the mountain. And the temperature plunges towards zero.
I am so cold.
Soaking wet and chilled to the bone, the women start to shiver. And Marne realizes this is becoming a survival situation.
It was very clear from the start hypothermia was going to be the problem.
Shivering is the body's attempt to generate heat. But if the women's core temperature keeps falling, the blood supply to their organs will eventually shut down.
People usually die after a couple of days.
As exhausted as they are, Marne is afraid that if they fall asleep, they may go into a hypothermic coma from which they may never wake up.
All the blood goes out of your brain and you go into a coma and then you die.
Marne told me that hypothermia was going to be a huge risk. The reality dawned that we're at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Don't let me go to sleep. No, I won't.
I was absolutely devastated.
The women make a pact to keep each other awake, no matter what.
We were the only 2 people that could keep each other alive.
But they haven't slept for nearly 48 hours. And their body clocks are starting to rebel.
Son,
I made an effort to just constantly talk and be annoying to keep us both awake.
son, no napping.
Yeah.
I promised you luxury accommodation, eh?
But, I for myself, I was very conscious that I wanted to get Sonia out of this situation. I'd got her into it and I was determined.
Another night with no sleep gives way to another day of torrential rain. They won't be getting off the mountain today.
We're sitting on sharp rocks. You're actually in physical pain from being scrunched up. So you want to move.
They've now spent 48 hours in a series of contorted positions, crushing their legs and causing a dangerous build-up of fluid.
Okay, let's get these boots off.
Our feet were swelling up and there was a real risk that tight boots would cut the circulation off in our feet.
My feet were cramping up and incredibly painful. I had to do something.
The only way to stop the agony is to remove their boots.
That's good.
It was a huge relief taking my boots off.
But Sonia's feet are in a bad way. After days of being soaked, she's at risk of developing trench foot, a fungal infection that can lead to gangrene and blood poisoning. If they get any worse, she may not be able to resume the climb. The full repercussions of Marnie's decision to leave the trail and climb this isolated mountainside are beginning to unfold. The women aren't expected back until Christmas Day, 2 days away, so nobody will be raising the alarm. And now Marnie isn't sure they can last that long.
I was very concerned that we were starting to deteriorate and at risk of falling asleep and not being able to wake up.
As Christmas Eve dawns, Sonia and Marne have been awake for over 100 hours, and their brain chemistry is starting to play tricks on them.
Once you start to get dangerously weak, it's like, am I hallucinating or am I awake?
Hey! No napping.
Sleep deprivation can have the same effect as being drunk.
This was your idea, Marnie. You're the one losing it.
You're such a freak.
It can also cause hallucinations. And uncontrollable rages.
You were the one that said it was a good idea to go up the track in the first place. This is your fault that we were stuck on this stupid ledge. We shouldn't even have climbed it. We should have just gone.
We would have gone up, but you were sitting here and you would have moved.
The women's simmering resentments finally boil over.
I'm not meant to know this. Are you using your brain?
I was thinking what I'd done in my life to deserve punishment like this. I just wanted to go home.
Run asleep.
I was really worried that she was going to take a nap.
If Sonia falls asleep, Marnie fears she will never wake up.
We couldn't let ourselves go to sleep at all.
She's got to get tough to save her friend's life. The violence sends adrenaline coursing through the women's bodies.
The anger got your blood going, it got you fired up.
Shocked, they realize this might be the only way to ward off sleep.
There was no holds barred on what we did.
The strain of staying awake so long has pushed the women to the very edge. With Christmas just hours away, their relationship has entered uncharted territory.
I would describe Marnie and I being in this love-hate relationship.
You're standing on my foot.
Oh, sorry, there's not a lot of room.
Okay.
You go this side, I'll go.
It was just constant bickering.
Ow, ow!
Sorry. Watch me. Can you get out of the way? It's
I'm
really
trying
cold.
to.
But at the same time, she was very, very supportive and constantly saying that we would get through it, it's just a matter of time.
Christmas Day. The two friends are in no mood to celebrate. They're exhausted, numb with cold, and all they have left to eat is milk powder. They've tried to fend off dehydration by drinking rainwater, but are still constantly thirsty.
We just couldn't stop thinking about wanting a drink of water. Sonia was quite upset about that.
I just felt horrible. The dehydration basically makes your whole body feel incredibly weak, and you just have this incredible thirst constantly.
But dehydration has a more sinister side. Even in the rain, if they don't drink 2 litres of water a day, their blood will thicken and their brains start to shrink, increasing exhaustion.
We were getting to be in a bad way. Underneath it all, I was scared. I was worried we weren't going to survive much longer.
There's a single glimmer of hope. Sonia's expected at her sister Nikki's house to celebrate Christmas, and she's sure her family will be wondering where she is.
I already knew that my mother would be panicking. I was sure in my mind that it's only a matter of time before we get found.
Here's to your mum.
We were just really hoping we would get rescued in the next day or two.
Sonia's no-show on Christmas morning has ruffled a few feathers at her sister's house.
Where on earth is she?
Well, I wouldn't be Sonia if she wasn't late, let's face it.
We were kind of joking that typical Sonia. We thought, well, Sonia was going to be making a large late entrance with, you know, drama and style.
Sonia's family aren't at all surprised she hasn't shown up.
As much as I love my sister, she's a right pain.
Sonia's unreliable track record has come back to haunt her. The women believe Sonia's family must be raising the alarm.
What I've got.
Convinced that help is on the way, they decide to share in the festivities and ease their raging thirst.
Let's dig into some of this.
Marne had a bottle of wine that she was taking as a Christmas present. And we thought, what the hell, we know we shouldn't be drinking alcohol with no water, but we were going to have a bottle of wine on Christmas Day.
Okay.
By late afternoon, Nikki's annoyance at Sonia's absence has given way to concern.
I wonder if you can help me. My sister's gone tramping and she hasn't returned.
She drives to the National Park's mountain ranger station to raise the alarm. But she's only got a sketchy idea of her sister's route.
Sonia told us that she was walking to one hut, and that's all I knew.
Eventually, the rangers established that the women never arrived at the hiking hut they were heading for.
At least 2.
5 days after their ordeal started, the women are declared missing.
It was very scary. How could 2 people vanish from a track? 1 minute they were there, the next minute they were gone.
On the frozen ledge, Sonia and Marne wait for rescue to arrive. They know that alcohol will only worsen their thirst, but for now, all that matters is the wine's comforting warmth.
It was just gold in your mouth, basically.
The bottle of wine was a great morale booster.
It was gone pretty quick.
But gambling on the prospect of imminent rescue is a big mistake. Rescuers have only the vaguest idea where to look for the women. In this vast wilderness, Marne and Sonia's chances of survival are slipping away.
The fact that a whole day had passed and we hadn't been rescued was just heartbreaking. If there was an air search and rescue, we would have been rescued by now. The reality dawned that we were going to be stuck for some time.
16 kilometers away down in the valley, park rangers scramble rescue helicopters and foot patrols to hunt for the women. But with a search area spanning hundreds of kilometers, the chances are 1 in a million. Back on the ledge, the women are regretting the bottle of wine. The alcohol has dehydrated them further, worsening their raging thirst. But violent winds make collecting rainwater impossible.
Even though there was torrential rain, we couldn't collect any of that water. It was always at an angle that you just couldn't get to it. The only way we could get water was actually off or sucking out of the sleeping bags.
The same sleeping bags that have been soaking up their urine.
I thought, well, this is nasty, tasted gross. But the last of our worries was getting, some germs from the water in the sleeping bag. So all we had to do was grab a little bit next to us and suck on it.
On the ledge, the women remain prisoners for a 7th day. The wet rocks are as slippery as ice, making climbing impossible.
It really didn't stop raining at all. We were incredibly unlucky.
I was depressed. The weather was still incredibly bad. It was getting colder and colder.
Then, just as they're starting to give up hope, the sound they've been longing for.
Hey! Hey!
We were absolutely over the moon. We just knew that we were going to be rescued.
We're here! Sonia! Son! Son! We're here! Sonia! Hello! We're here!
When the helicopters didn't spot us, I was incredibly disappointed.
1,200 meters up in the mountains, the bad weather makes them invisible to the search choppers.
The helicopters had no chance of finding us in the bad weather.
Their dreams of rescue are shattered. After more than a week on the rain-lashed ledge, the women's feet are becoming seriously infected.
Keep it moving. Get some blood into it.
We both had trench foot, which had killed off the nerves in the feet. Our feet were totally numb.
Even if the weather clears, climbing on their numb and damaged feet will be next to impossible.
It was very scary. I actually started to think that we could die there.
Best known route was driving to the head of the valley up to here and then making their way across.
Since Sonia's sister Nikki raised the alarm, rangers have spent 4 days scouring the search area, both on foot and from the air. But there's no sign of the women.
We could be looking for bodies.
The search turned into a body hunt.
That's when fear kicks in. How do you live a normal life when your sister is nowhere?
After 8 days of solid rain,
Do you hear that? What? The rain. Don't hear the rain.
the downpour finally stops. It's the answer to their prayers.
Thank God. Hang on. No, this is no good.
The rain gives way to snow, and their nightmare deepens.
It was feeling like you were sitting in a bathtub of ice cubes.
Oh, it's so cold.
The sub-zero chill brings the threat of hypothermia even closer. And by dawn, The freezing temperatures have attacked Sonia's exposed and swollen feet.
Now, Sonia had frostbite on her feet. She was very distressed. But there was really nothing I could do about it.
It was very scary. It was really your body starting to shut down.
That's when I knew that, you know, even one more day or 2 more days, it could be it.
Parched with thirst, Sonia can't resist eating the snow, even though she knows it could catastrophically lower her core body temperature.
I knew I shouldn't be eating snow, but I thought, what the hell, I'm going to do it anyway. I was desperate and I needed to have it.
It's only going to make it colder.
We were beyond desperate at that stage.
As Sonia and Marne endure their 9th day without sleep, the weather veers between snow and freezing rain, and they can no longer fight the urge to shut their eyes.
I knew that falling asleep meant dying. I just really needed to let go.
It was very, very heartbreaking. You start to lose your resolve. You start thinking like, oh, maybe I could have a little bit of a nap. It's a sign that you're probably about to die yourself.
It was a shock. We could actually see some blue sky. It was the best thing that we'd ever seen.
Realizing that no rescuers are coming, Marne and Sonia decide to take their fate into their own hands.
I don't want to wait to get caught here in another storm.
I was so incredibly weak and so incredibly tired, but we were determined that we would definitely climb out no matter what.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
If we died trying to climb out, that was better than dying in that crack.
When the rock dries, they'll climb. Trying to climb on their damaged feet is near suicidal. But if they stay put, they're convinced they'll die. Back at the ranger station, the authorities call off the search for the women's bodies. But Sonia's sister Nikki can't bring herself to leave.
Your heart aches, it breaks that your younger sister, your little sister, has gone out and isn't going to return.
One of the helicopter pilots takes pity on Nikki. He offers to give her a ride over the wilderness that claimed Sonia, to say goodbye to her sister. The women prepare to climb. They haven't slept in 10 days, and they can barely feel their infected, frost-bitten feet.
My feet were swollen to the point where your skin was going to crack. But the only thing that we were thinking about was how we were going to climb out.
They're determined to escape their prison, or die in the attempt. Nikki's been told that Sonia must be dead. But she can't stop herself scanning the terrain for any sign of her sister.
You put your hand where I put mine.
I'll follow you. You ready?
Don't look down.
By some miracle, Nikki has stumbled across Sonia and Marne amid hundreds of square kilometres of wilderness.
It's my sister!
It was just absolutely euphoric. We were over the moon. I think we looked at each other and we hugged each other and we thought, thank God.
They were laughing and happy and crying, and it was amazing.
We made it, Marnie. We made it.
The word relief is an understatement.
The helicopter rushes Sonia and Marne to safety. The wrecked nerves in the women's feet take 3 painful weeks to grow back. Sonia never went climbing again. But Marne would return to the mountains 10 months later.
I'm pretty sure I promised Sonia I wouldn't do that to anyone again. But I still love the mountains. I still love tramping. And I'm definitely more careful now about what I do with people.
The two women remain friends.
I think I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Marne. It was definitely her strength that got both of us through it.